Thanks for joining us here on the Bearcats Sports Network. It's time to talk to head coach of the football team, Mike Babcock. And coach, last week the Bearcats stepped back on the field at Lehman Field. The Bearcats took on Lincoln University. It was a game McKendree really got out to a fast start, built a 24-point lead on its way to a 36-12 win, and the Bearcats really started to click in all phases of the game once again.
Yeah, a great team effort. I felt like being able to come in and especially score a touchdown early and kind of continue to keep the ball rolling as we progressed through the game. I thought overall it was a nice win for the Bearcats.
Reese Metcalf, another 3 touchdown performance for him. His completion percentage not quite as high as it was early in the year, but he's finding guys and getting big plays out of them. A 69-yarder to Josh Reve, 2 big scores also to Jalen Williams.
Yeah, I thought Reese had a good game, especially when you throw 3 touchdowns and no interceptions. Unfortunately we had a couple drop balls, and whether that's weather-related, it was a cold game, whether that was just a hit and a miss. Unfortunately we had just a couple drop balls in our pass game, but other than that, I thought our offense moved the ball fairly well, and like you said, able to score some points.
On the other side of the offensive ledger, you look at Cheyenne Edwards, another 100-yard performance for the senior. This is a guy that just does it week in, week out. I believe it's his 7th 100-yard performance in 9 games, and a guy that has really filled into that role nicely for the Bearcats.
Cheyenne, I think, is really coming into his own, these last couple games. And I think maybe whether it's, the clock starting to run out, whether that's, I really want to finish strong. And, he's done a very nice job of, not just doing what's asked of him, but making people miss in the hole and being able to get those tough extra yards, and luckily we get 2 more games out of him, and hopefully we can finish his career out right.
Another solid effort for the defense, more in particular the linebacking core. Austin Wealth, another double-digit tackle effort with 14. Michael Tucker, a career-high 11 in his first collegiate start for McKendree. And then you look at Kyle Kirkpatrick, another workmanlike performance for him.
Yeah, I think our linebackers are really coming into their own, and especially Austin Wealth. We've moved him from an outside linebacker position to an inside linebacker position, with some injuries that we had, earlier in the year. And so the nice thing is it's almost like it was his true, position. Last week we were talking about the interceptions that he was taking back. This week it's the tackles and him just flying around and making plays. So Austin's done a nice job. Mike Tucker, like you said, first start, really doing a nice job of kind of growing up in his second year here and being able to kind of really maintain what the Bearcat defense should be. So really excited for those guys and Kyle Kirkpatrick and the rest of the crew to continue it on.
Senior defensive end Tobias Cook, and again in the right place at the right time, a 61-yard fumble return for a touchdown. This is a guy who had 2 touchdowns in his freshman year as a tight end. He's got 2 touchdowns this year as a senior on the defensive side.
Yeah, no, I keep telling him that he keeps wanting to play tight end again and get some more touchdowns, and I'm like, you're scoring enough on defense already. So, but no, kind of right place, right time, and especially since he's got this big honking cast on his one hand or whatever, and able to pick up a fumble and run it all the way back for a touchdown. So nice job by Tobias, and playing very, very well.
On the special team side, a guy we really haven't talked about a whole lot lately, only because the ball hasn't been kicked to him, is Derek Curry. He gets 1 touch on Saturday, returns at 62 yards to set up the Bearcats' first score.
A great way to start the game. And he was able to kind of find a crease. We had a lot of great blocks up front, and he was able to kind of take it right down our sideline and put the offense in great field position to start the game. The rest of the game, the kicks that the kickoff return unit had, they unfortunately ended up kind of sky kicking it inside to our fullback positions and not letting it kick deep. So, that shows that they've got a lot of respect for our back guys. And so, Derek's done a nice job, and hopefully, finish it out.
All in all, mission accomplished. The Bearcats go 1-0 on the week. They're now 6-3 overall, 4-1 in GLVC play, and this coming Saturday, the home finale against Quincy University. It's not only is it the battle for Division II in state bragging rights for McKendree, but it's also senior night for the Bearcats as you honor your senior players in a special pregame ceremony. So a lot of emotion pregame, and I'm sure there'll be a lot of emotion on the field fighting for state bragging rights.
Yeah, absolutely. I think more importantly, the fact that our seniors are coming into their last home game, and they want to finish it out on a high note, and I think a lot of our players want them to finish on a high note as well. When you talk about the state bragging rights state championship. With only two Division II teams in the state of Illinois right now, us at Quincy University, there's a lot of riding on it. I think that a game like this could make their season. They're playing a lot better over the last couple weeks, and they're a very good football team coming in here. So it'll be a good matchup and a nice game, and should be a good battle.
Coach, Quincy University coming in 3-6 overall. They're one victory in the conference, but don't let their record fool you. It's the team that's going to play from the opening kickoff to the final whistle. Tell us what to expect from the Hawks, both offensively and defensively.
Well, they're a team that has always played us tough. You look at every year that we've played against them, and it's never been a blowout or anything like that. We've been able to come away with the win, but it's a hard-fought battle, and that's what you're going to get on Saturday. They're a team offensively that likes to run the ball tough. They've got one of their top running backs in Chris Harris, back. This last week against Truman State, my expectation is they're going to try and pound it up front, and then try to take their shots when they can in order to kind of get some big chunks. Defensively, they go, in and out of a 4-down look and a 3-down look. They play a lot of zone coverage, but then also match it up with a lot of man-to-man. So it's kind of, you got to be ready for everything. And fortunately for us, we've seen those type of teams, week in and week out. But I do think it's going to be a physical battle. I think Quincy is going to be coming in here, all fired up and ready to go for their last two games. And like I said, just a great matchup on Saturday.
Coach, what has been your message to the team as you prepare for Quincy?
It's like any week. Whether you're playing the top team or the bottom team, it really doesn't matter. I want to see great Bearcat football, and what is that? That's attention to detail. That's always chasing perfection. We may not never, be able to obtain perfection, but we will definitely continue to chase perfection and ask it out of yourselves, out of your teammates, the guy next to you. Continue to be the best person and player that you are, and so regardless of who we play, we want to be the best. The best team out there. So hopefully we'll be able to get that done on Saturday.
Coach, great insight. Thanks, and good luck on Saturday.
Appreciate it.
We hope to see you at Lehman Field on Saturday for senior night. If you can't join us, don't forget the game will be live on the Bearcat Sports Network at www.glvcsn.com/McKendree with the pregame show at 5:45, kickoff at 6.